Welcome to the Feral Mammy Podcast.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Feral Mammy Podcast. This week I am joined by Finola McConville. Finola is a holistic fertility therapist and founder of Morn Fertility Wellness. And through holistic therapies and fertility education, she works with couples and individuals to support their journey of natural and assisted conception. Her passion lies in supporting women as they move towards motherhood with confidence, balance, and trust in their bodies. Every journey to motherhood is unique, and her role is to offer calm, compassionate support along the way. So you're very welcome, Finola. How are you today?
Thanks, Aoife. Thanks for having me. Great. I'm great. Thank you very much.
Brilliant.
Looking forward to this.
Great. It's great to have such enthusiasm and vigour for something. So I'm going to do as little talking as possible because, as you can hear,
And your
I
throat's
managed
gone.
to get a bit croaky there in the last 24 hours, but not to worry. So Finola, if you wouldn't mind discussing with us just there at first, when you say holistic fertility, what exactly does that mean beyond the buzzword of holistic?
It's working with the whole body, the mind, and the heart. Like if that mind and heart aren't working together, it's just so hard to get the two of them balanced. And it means I'm working not just on the getting pregnant side, but the mind. It really is all about the mind and how you think and how you feel about yourself, the trust that you have with your body. I actually love to help women to make them feel that they're in control of their body, that they trust their body. Our bodies can do a lot of things. Our body can heal itself, and it has the power to heal itself.
And our bodies they are amazing,
Yeah.
From my point of view. I suppose the birth side of things, the
birth,
breastfeeding side of things.
Yeah.
I am fascinated. I'm amazed. I'm in awe at
Yeah.
what the human body, but particularly the female body, can do.
Yeah.
So Finola, what would you say is missing from mainstream fertility care that led you down this road?
Education. There's not enough education out there how the body works. It's just if we're not getting pregnant, straight for IVF. And sometimes that's not the answer. The answer lies in a good reproductive cycle, in male sperm health. Now, I see a lot of I'm doing this 8 years now on the fertility side. The reflexology side is 20 years. So I'm 8 years fertility holistic therapist. And I've seen a lot of issues now with males. But there's no education out there. There's no information for them, where to go, who to go to. There's no signposts for them to know that they can improve everything. They can improve their lifestyle and the diet. It's, and my main goal is education, is educating on what you can do besides IVF. I know some people do have to go down the route of IVF. Yes, I have seen it in the clinic. A lot of people do have to go down the road of IVF, but that's fine. But I'm here to help get your cycle and everything focusing on your cycle, focusing on your mind, focusing on getting your body ready in the best place for conception.
Yeah, and what you were saying there about education resonates with me massively as a former secondary school teacher. And the person who was like the sex ed teacher. Sex education for so long in Ireland and beyond has been, if you have sex, you will get pregnant.
Yeah.
That's how it is,
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And, I would often joke and say, where there's a willy, there's a way.
Yeah.
But it's not as simple as that all the time.
No.
And having your body in the best possible shape
Yeah.
before pregnancy is actually really important for everyone.
Yeah. Totally. Totally. Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. And even if you have to go for IVF, make sure your body is working as it should. Make sure your
Yeah.
cycle is regulated. Make sure you're ovulating, because all them hormones, all that ovulation leads to successful pregnancy. It does. Implantation, it can't be done without a balanced hormones. And that's
Yeah.
what it's all about. Yeah. It's balancing the hormones. Yeah.
And really, we're only starting to see the beginning of, that whole area of
Yeah.
endocrinology
Yeah.
is just exploding. But there are natural ways to support
They are.
bodies'
Yeah. Yeah.
systems as well.
Yeah, definitely there is out there. There's acupuncture out there as well as what I do. I do the reproflexology side of it. It is totally different than fertility reflexology. There's a lot of fertility reflexologists out there, but I trained with Barbara Scott on the reproflexology, which is a whole different way of working. It works alongside your cycle. What your cycle should be doing, I work alongside that. And even if you're going for IVF, I will work alongside them protocols that your IVF clinic has given you. So, for example, if the late woman is downregulating, I downregulate with you using structured protocols.
Yeah.
So when you're stimulating, that's when I use different protocols for stimulation, different protocols for implantation. And yeah, it's just working alongside the cycle to make sure everything is balanced and
Yeah.
flowing. Yeah.
It's fascinating. Like, I would have actually used reflexology in order to kind of kickstart ovulation
Yes. Yeah.
before I had my second little boy. And literally, like, the difference for me was huge because I was coming from, okay, you've been breastfeeding, Aoife, so hormones are
Oh,
potentially all
totally.
out of whack,
Yeah.
and you're ready to
Especially
conceive another
especially
baby.
the prolactin.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
the prolactin that stops the, yeah.
exactly. And, for me, the reflexology worked a treat. I felt changes in my body almost immediately. And within a couple of sessions of reflexology, I had conceived. So, like, I was very lucky in that way, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And I suppose conception can be fraught with so many emotions,
Totally.
even where there aren't challenges. So, in your work with women and couples who are trying to conceive, what kind of emotional patterns do you see most?
They're just fed up. They have tried everything. They don't know where else to go. They've been to the clinic. They're not getting answers. I know I try to get them answers and I try to get to the bottom of why you're not conceiving. And lost my train of thought there, Aoife.
You're
Um,
grand.
no, I'm seeing a lot of it, and they don't know where to go. They don't know what to do next.
Yeah.
They've done all what they think they've done, but something's missing.
Yeah. And I think, like, I talk regularly about the importance of the village, but when someone is struggling to conceive, there's often an awful lot of silence and silent grief that
Yeah,
surrounds that. And it's very hard to talk to those women, or not to talk to those women, but to get across to those women that they still need support. They
they're
still need
supported.
that
Yeah,
village.
yeah, they're supported. Yeah, they're supported.
Support is
They're
so
held.
important.
They're held.
Yeah.
They're held. And when I take a couple on for a consultation, I'll say, is there anything you need to ask me? And they'll say, no, you've answered all our questions in the space of an hour. They've got more out of coming to me than they have at their fertility clinic, and that's what I'm saying regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go away. There's no support for, like, so if there's a male issue, a male factor, so what do we do? Oh, nothing. Just keep trying. Like, what about diet? What about lifestyle? That all has to be taken into consideration. And
And there's evidence to back all of this up.
totally, totally. And the world we're living in today is just full of plastics, endocrine disruptors,
Yeah.
all that, the Botox, the hair extensions, the nail polishes, the nails, all that can disrupt the
Yeah.
endocrine system. And it's the endocrine system and the reproductive system that work together.
And it's probably that this is something that will come out in years to come
Yeah.
about the extent of the impact of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Lifestyle, the smoking and alcohol does have a huge impact on infertility, and especially males. Yeah. I've seen
And
it.
you mentioned there, Finola, about the fathers or the
Yeah.
potential fathers.
Mhm.
What, emotionally speaking, do they often carry that we really don't talk about enough?
That the emotional aspect is it. They're trying really, really hard to support their partner, and they're frustrated because they don't know what to do. They don't know who to turn to. They're trying to keep strong for her, and vice versa, even in not only heterosexual couples, but same-sex couples. They're trying to be strong for each other. And when things fail and things don't work out, it's, what do I do? How can I support you? How can I support you? They know their partner's sad, especially with heterosexual couples, they know their partner is sad. Uh, and it's like when they want to try something, the males will say, yes, we'll try that. Yes, we'll try that.
That feeling of helplessness,
Helplessness.
and
Yeah.
kind of almost being a bystander.
Yeah. I'm here. I don't know what to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's very sad, that, but I always, I try and keep it positive and try and keep not their hopes alive, but this is what we are going to try. This is what we can assist with, and it's like, well, yeah, they've nowhere else to turn. They've nowhere else to turn, and to be told by a consultant, oh, we're just going to try medication with you to see which one works. No, I don't do that. I work alongside your cycle, getting it regular. Yeah, getting it regulated. If it's not regulated, if there's no ovulation there, if there's a short, the tail phase, this is where I come in. This is where I try to improve everything. Yeah, trying to get that cycle regulated. And the proof is scientifically there when my women chart their cycle using a basal body temperature chart.
Yeah.
It can be seen. Yeah.
And you mentioned hope there, Finola.
Yeah.
And I suppose, like, I always think back to my Leaving Cert and that poem, hope is the thing with feathers
Yeah.
that perches
Yeah.
in the soul.
Yeah.
How do you define hope in this space without offering, I suppose, false or unpromisable reassurance?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question, Aoife. How do I offer hope? Hope in a couple. Hope as in you haven't lost it. They might be feeling lost, but they haven't lost it. They're still together. And as I always say, do not lose that coupleness. Do not lose that closeness that you had. It's bringing them closer together. It's reassuring that they're on the same page. Hope without, yeah, hope without giving them false hope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try
And
not to do that. I try to make it logical and set out all the way I work, how I work, and that I cannot promise them a baby at the end of it. But yeah, if they work alongside me and are willing to work alongside me, there can be a positive outcome. And there has been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think as well, like, there are so many routes to parenthood.
Yeah, totally.
And to fulfillment.
Yeah.
And we are often, I think, told by society that in order to be a fulfilled human being, you have to reproduce.
Yeah.
But, parenthood can mean so many different things.
Yeah.
And of course, most people would prefer to have their own biological
Yes, their
children.
own child. Yeah. Yeah.
But there are so many other routes, you've fostering and adoption, which
Yeah.
again, I know, they are not without their,
Yeah.
challenges as well.
Challenges as well. Yeah. And the surrogacy side of it as well too. Yeah. And even for women who are solo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a lady and she's had a wee baby, doing it on her own.
Yeah.
Like years ago, that would have been frowned upon. Oh, you don't do that.
Yeah.
You need a partner. No, you don't. If you have the love to give that child, yes. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's my job.
Tell me.
It's not even a job. It's a service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me, Finola, what would you say to a woman who feels like everyone else is moving forward at the moment in their lives except her?
Not to give up hope. Not to give up on her body. I think that's the main thing. Don't give up on your body. Some women feel their body has let them down. But it's not them, it's the environment, it's everything that's out there that has let them down, and you'll not know if anything's working until you chart, until what your hormone levels are all like. There's fear there when I say, like, I need bloods done or I need semen analysis done. They're like, well, what if there is something wrong? What if?
Yeah.
It's what if there's something wrong? And then I'd say, well, if there's something wrong, we will look at it. I will know who to send you to, who to signpost you to. There's consultants out there, endocrinologists, andrologists. There is people out there that they can go and see. I will put you in that on that road, direction where to go. If I can't help you, I will signpost you. Yeah.
So would you say that your service is very much complementary to other medical and assisted fertility services? Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I had one guy, who was having issues, or a couple actually, and there was nothing more that I could do on my side for now until he got the medical help that he needed. And that's where they're in the process of doing that now. He was put on medication, to help. And we did not know this until I said to him, I need bloods done. And it was in the bloods that showed it up. And then I was able to signpost them to go and see an endocrinologist.
Yeah. Because you touched on something there earlier as well around, couples and the relationship.
Yeah.
And it can be very difficult to separate cause from blame.
Blame. Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
quite often when there is a fertility issue, people will say, well, like, is it him or her?
Yeah. And more often
And that's
now,
not helpful.
No. More often the women would say, oh, it's my fault. It's my fault. And I'm like, well, how do you know it's your fault? I just know. And I'm like, no, you just don't know. We need his semen analysis. We need his bloods. Then we can say it's either one or the other or both. Yeah.
And like, I suppose so much, like, the female reproductive system is, like, it's 4 seasons in a month.
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's constantly changing.
Totally.
Whereas
Yeah.
male reproductive system is a lot simpler.
Yeah, it's simpler. Yeah, and because they are continually producing sperm, they get a chance to renew and renew and renew. Where women were all born with the same amount of eggs, and as we get older, they dwindle and dwindle and dwindle way down.
Yeah.
You know, and
And
it's
I think that is part of that blame mentality as well.
yeah,
The
yeah,
women blaming themselves because they're
yeah,
like, well, it's my body that's supposed
yeah,
to carry the
yeah,
pregnancy.
yeah,
So
yeah. And would you be with me if you'd have known that I can't get pregnant? You know, that's another thing. That's, you know what I mean? Would you be with me? You know,
it's
like if you
heartbreaking.
want to leave, leave. Like that's heartbreaking. To be at that stage is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, even the route of IVF, even the money side of it, the financial side of it, that takes its toll on a couple. Yeah,
Yeah.
because everything else is on hold.
No,
Everything's on hold.
absolutely.
Yeah, everything's on hold, and both working to try to gather up this money to they've no life, or they're just continually working to pay for to pay for their medical expenses, to pay for the process of IVF, you know?
Yeah. And I suppose like we're lucky in a sense that now, as long as you fulfill certain criteria, that, the state will cover the cost of a cycle of IVF.
Yeah,
But I suppose kind of bringing it all together, your role in this is to engage people in, I suppose, a little bit of personal responsibility
yeah,
for their reproductive systems,
yeah,
but at the same time, encouraging them to have like radical self compassion without sliding into blame or anything like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Yes, I don't want them to blame each other, and it's, I want them to get that, what they had at the start of their relationship. That's what I want to maintain. And I know it's hard when I'm ovulating. We have to do it now. We have to do it now. I know it's hard. I know. But, you know, well, what if I'm not? You know what I mean? I give them the tools, as you say, and the knowledge to say, well, we have to stop blaming ourselves.
Yeah,
It's nobody's fault here. And then this unexplained infertility. Well,
yeah,
why is it unexplained? Maybe it's you. Maybe it's you. No,
I
no.
know.
My service, I want them to be a couple.
Yeah,
Yeah. I want
because
them to do a
it's
couple of
shitty enough
things. Yeah,
without,
yeah,
the
yeah,
loss of the relationship.
yeah, yeah. And when I get the ladies to chart their cycle, it's not for them. It's for me. It's for
Yeah,
me to read. It's for me to see what we're doing is working, and your body is working. It's for
and what
them to
needs
realize their
tweaked.
body is working. Yeah, is working as it should. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Final question, Finola. What advice would you give to someone who was either planning to conceive in the near future or is struggling to conceive at the moment?
Right. So I always like to bring it back to basics. Bring it back to the start. What I need is bloods and semen analysis. So then I read, I look, I do the full consultation. I go through everything. I go through your diet, your lifestyle, how the stress is affecting you, everything, and what your cycle is like. So then I would say, look at the basics. Look at your bloods, look at semen analysis, and take it from there. But when it's so hard for them to go to the GP to get bloods now taken down here in the north, but they can buy a kit and do it at home themselves. So then I would say just get your bloods done, Semen analysis done, and if you want to come to me, book consultation, and then we discuss all that's going on in the bloods and the semen analysis, and I give you that direction of where to go after that. Yeah, it's looking at the basics. It's looking at everything. Don't just assume, because you have a bleed, don't assume everything's working perfectly. You know, you can bleed but not ovulate.
Yeah.
So why are you not ovulating? What is causing the ovulation? What is causing the male factor? You know, we look at all of that. Don't rush in to IVF. Get your research done first. You know, get your bloods done, do all that, have a look at them. Well, they'll not understand them, but I'll understand them. And then, like, if they do get bloods done and, you know, some of them tests are simple enough to read, they'll be like, well, what do we do now? Where do we go now? You know, they see it there, so what do we do? You know, so what, you know, and then I'll explain how I work.
That was
Yeah.
brilliant, Finola. Okay, so before we finish up, will you please tell our listeners where they can find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram under More Fertility Wellness. You can find me on Facebook. Not on TikTok. I'm not on LinkedIn. And you can WhatsApp me. You can go onto my website, www.morefertilitywellness.com, and read all the blogs. So I'm based in Newry, Mayo Bridge. So the first thing you want to do is, if you want to contact me, you can arrange a free 30-minute discovery call. They tell me what's going on, and then I give them the information as to what to do next. You know,
Fantastic.
do I need to do anything else? Well, I don't know till I hear from you what's going on. What all have you tried? What have you done? And then we'll take it from there. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, Finola, thank you so much for coming on. And I'll be so interested in getting some feedback from any of our listeners. Please feel free to comment, to email me, or to message me. So you can email me at bumpsandbanya, or you can get in contact with me through Instagram or through Facebook, either the Feral Mammy Podcast or Bumps and Banya. But that's us for this week. Thank you so much, Finola.
Thank you for listening to the Feral Mammy Podcast. If this episode made you laugh, think, or feel a little less alone, share it with another woman who needs to hear it. And if you haven't already, follow the podcast so you don't miss the next one. Stick the feet up, put the kettle on, and stay feral.